That's so good for you. I did not nap today.
No,
I did
it
have 2
wasn't.
coffees though.
It wasn't a good nap.
That's unfortunate.
I
On that note,
I planned for an hour, and I woke up 4 hours later.
that's on you.
Yeah, it is.
This is all gonna go into the episode.
The people need to know about my napping habits.
Yeah.
It's very important.
It's so important. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of From the Fourth Line, presented by Offside News. I'm joined today by my lovely co-host, Marcie. My name is Emma.
Not Randy this time.
Not Randy.
I'm the lovely co-host.
I think this one will be a shorter episode because the last episode was 2.5 hours long.
It was so long. I didn't even realize how long it was until you sent it to the group chat, and I was like, no way did we talk for that long.
So if you listened to that episode, hats off to you. Thank you for being a loyal fan.
Absolute troopers.
We appreciate it.
So much.
It was especially because it was a little bit all over the place because we were watching the Leafs game at the same time as recording the episode. So sometimes we just were interrupted by like Joel Farabee and Connor Dewar fighting.
Yeah. Shit happens.
Shit happens. I mean, we can. I like am trying to delay because we have like a game that we have talked about, and then like literally there's not much else that I can bring up. But we can talk about Leafs and Flyers. Leafs in Philadelphia for the home and away, which I'm not a fan of. I don't enjoy it.
No.
I don't. Maybe there's some people who do. I don't. And it's just maybe because I don't want to see it. Like I get bored by seeing the same team 2 games in a row, and then I'm like, oh, I feel like I know this team. Why should I?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But Joseph Wool gets to start this time, still against Ivan Fedotov. Sam Ersson actually came off IR today, so I think they only had like one option. Are you having to go change your fantasy lineup?
Yeah.
Igor Shesterkin also came off of IR today in case you have him on one of your rosters, but I don't think you do because I have him.
Everyone's injured at the moment. It's really tragic.
Oh, in the league that we're in together, I have 4 goalies on my team. At one point, all 4 of them were injured.
Oh no. I have a 50% healthy rate for my goalies at the moment.
Is that just 1 or is that no? Knowing you, it's 2.
I have 4.
I was gonna say, I was like, knowing you have 4 goalies.
I have 4 goalies on every single team.
That's insane. I have 4 on our league because I picked up. I thought Freddie Anderson was going to return sooner than he did, and he's just sitting in my lineup.
He's just chilling.
On IR, he's taking up an IR slot on my lineup. But yeah, Joseph Wool gets the start. Reaves is back in the lineup, which he only played 6 minutes. That's the thing. Reaves is back in the lineup. In doing so, they took out Nick Robertson, which then, for the first time, separates the third line that I don't think has been separated since before Christmas. Like, way before Christmas. I think we have to go all the way back to, like, pre-Austin Matthews. Like, where do we start this, like, third line insanity? Where it's, like, the third line is really good. Oh, yeah, Buffalo. It would be the game that, like, yeah, it would be the game against Buffalo, pre-Christmas, December 15th.
Why?
And we have, like, that was, and you're doing it so you can put Ryan Reaves in to play 6 minutes a night, in which he doesn't even fight. Like, I know you wanted there because it was the Flyers and, like, Garnet Hathaway, blah, 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 blah. But, like, he doesn't
do anything.
Fight?
He takes up space. He's very good at taking up space and breaking up the third line.
Yeah. But like, I don't know why you did that. So then you can pull Nick Robertson out. You can keep. So that moves. If you're wondering how then the lineup gets reshuffled, Steven Lawrence gets bumped up to the third line, and then you run a fourth line of Dewar, Kampf, and Reeves. Sure. Whatever. All right, you do you, Craig. Not my decision. But it's like also as well as like the fourth line of Dewar, Kampf, and Lawrence was like finding a groove, and they were
Hmm.
having offensive chances and still being strong defensively. And everyone was like, "Ooh, they could score soon. Watch out! Connor
Connor
Dewar goal
Dewar.
incoming." And it's like then you put Ryan Reaves out there, and he's not even playing like 6 minutes. He's playing 6 minutes a night.
Like, you don't fix what isn't broken. So why are we doing this?
Oh, and in case you were like, "Oh, but Emma, but Marcie, but Ryan Reaves will fight someone." Ryan Reaves hasn't had a fight this season, I don't think. He has not fought this season. He's fought, what, like a grand total of 3 times as a Toronto Maple Leaf?
Yeah, it's like,
Like,
guys.
I don't care. He not fight. Why
White on ice.
white on ice? He
Why not
not fight.
scratched?
Why we do? Like, oh, sorry, I'm now bringing up the shift chart, our favorite little tool that I like to use.
Our
Like,
favorite.
yeah, they're like, and because as well, like, I get it. Reeves doesn't play on the penalty kill. Dewar and Kampf get penalty kill time. Yeah, I'm well aware of the circumstances. But also, like, you're not, like, here, how I say it is like you then are shortchanging Kampf and Dewar's time on ice because you're playing them with Ryan Reaves, who you deploy 6 minutes.
Like, just why?
Yeah. Like Dewar and Kampf were both like Dewar was 7 minutes and 23 seconds time on ice. David Kampf was 10:28. Reeves was 6:52. Like you're shortchanging these guys ice time because you don't want to pull out you're not putting out the fourth line that you want to put out in those because you then can't play your fourth line in defensive situations because Ryan Reaves is a sieves defensive sieve that a defense. So then what's the point?
Exactly.
Oh, so he can be scary and strong. Sorry, you have Simon Benoit who will fight and will throw big hits. You have Max Pacioretty who's like scary now and will fight guys and throw big hits. You have Matthew Nyes who is big and large and scary. You have Max Domi who will fight. His dad is Ty Domi. As much as we criticize Max Domi, like he will fight and elbow guys in the head.
And as well, it's
right?
like all of these people can also score.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
you have
time I checked, Ryan Reaves isn't very good at.
You have Steven Lawrence, who also I think is willing, like would be willing to fight. And notably, and this is where I get into the game actually happening, you have Connor Dewar, who will fight, has fought. And okay, you could be like, well, it's only been 2 games and like 2 fights a season in the end. Yeah, but like he will fight anyone. He will fight even if he's going to lose the fight. I watched him in Minnesota fight guys and then lose, and everyone's like, well, he lost. And it's like, yeah, but he fought. Him and Duhaime were the same sort of like Connor Dewar fought this game. You would think, oh yeah, Garnet Hathaway, Ryan Reaves, 2 big heavyweights are gonna go at it, gonna go at each other, blah blah blah. No, 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 no. The fight, sort of unprompted, was Connor Dewar and Joel Farabee. Bald Joel Farabee. And Joel Farabee said, I think it was after the first period, it was during the first intermission, he was asked about the fight. And he was like, yeah, I just sort of thought the building was kind of quiet. And I asked Connor Dewar and was like, hey, you want to go? And Connor Dewar, good man, said yes. And he gave me a fight. And that's what that was.
What a
Willing
legend. What
participant.
an
He
icon.
may be bad at fighting. Connor Dewar may
But
be
he
bad at
still
fighting,
tries.
but he is a willing participant to fight when, like, if he's like, yeah, sure, I'll fight you, Joel Farabee.
He goes, you're bald. I can take you.
It was like kind of close. I don't know. I haven't checked hockey fights to see if there's like a clear deciding, like if they decided on a winner for said fight. Maybe I could, and if I just go like hockey fights right now. Oh yeah. It was such a tie. I'm sorry. It says voting results is Joel Farabee won the vote 42%. Connor Dewar 40%. Draw 19%.
Oh my god.
It was just a fight to fight.
Oh
Like
god.
that's it as well. Is like they didn't do any like no one did anything to piss anyone off. It was just like Joel Farabee going, "Hey, this building's pretty quiet. It's the city of Philadelphia. We are the Philadelphia Flyers. You know how we're gonna make this building loud? I'm gonna fight Connor Dewar." And probably decided to fight Connor Dewar because I think they're about the same size. I think they are.
I don't know.
I think Connor Dewar is actually smaller.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm like Googling. I should have done this beforehand. I didn't realize you were going to talk so much about Connor Dewar and Joel Farabee fighting. No, yeah, okay. Connor Dewar is 2 inches shorter, but heavier. Whereas Joel Farabee 6'8", 186, and Connor Dewar is 5'10", 192.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at him go. It was just really entertaining.
It was.
I loved it. I also loved the live reaction to it when we were recording the last episode.
I just get the date, like it was like a David Alter notification too, of like Connor Dewar fighting Joel Farabee.
Oh my god!
Sure.
I woke up. Speaking of David Alter, I woke up. I checked my drafts the other day.
Did you tweet at David Alter?
No.
In your sleep?
I drafted a tweet. I don't know when I did it.
In
I have
your
no
sleep?
memory of it. The D in David Alter stands for diva.
You honestly should tweet that out though, because like even if he sees it, I think he'd find it hilarious.
Yeah, I'm gonna tweet it. I'll tweet it. I'll tweet it tonight during the game as a treat.
But yeah, also as well, in terms of like the actual like game, Flyers opened the scoring in the first period about halfway through with Travis Konechny scoring because yeah, sure, whatever, it's Travis Konechny. And that one was just sort of like the defense, like where were they? And some of this, okay, wasn't like entirely on like some of this was on Simon Benoit, but like also some of this was just like why is Ryan Reaves standing where he is? I'm gonna send you like a little goal visualizer screenshot.
I can't wait.
I'm gonna text it to you because I think I have that
phone.
open. Text it to you. I'm not gonna accidentally send it to my dad.
Oh, that'd be just out of nowhere. It's
He
like,
just gets like a screenshot.
My darling daughter Emma has sent me a text. Oh.
Okay, it's just slow. I think it's sending.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right.
But yeah, so that again,
my guy.
What are you doing? Once again, I am just trying to describe a visual concept on an audio podcast that does not have a visual. If we had a visual concept, it would be at this point that I would put up this picture on the screen and I would try and like describe, but I'm just going to describe it. If anything, you can go and look at the Edge like goal visualizer because it's there. But like essentially you watch Mr. Travis Konecny take the shot in which like Connor Timmins has his guy. David Camp has his guy. Bobby McMahon, his guy is Travis Konecny, and he, like, sorta had him.
An attempt was made.
An attempt was made, yes.
Which is more than can be said.
I mean, I like, Konecny, like, yeah, eventually, like, Bobby McMahon was sort of, like, supposed to block the pass or block the shot, and then, but, like, I don't know what, like, Simon Benoit, or, like, I don't know what arguably worse. I don't know what, I don't know what, Ryan Reaves is doing in that situation.
No.
Do you? In the screenshot that I sent you, do you know what he's attempting to do?
I think he is doing a really good impression of the standing man emoji. And just not a lot else.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, Toronto also as well had 2 shots in the first period to Philadelphia's 10. I'm going to repeat that. Toronto had 2 shots in the entire first period to Philadelphia's 10.
If I think happy thoughts, I won't do anything
2
drastic.
shots. That kind of changes in the second period. Where John Tavares gets the Leafs on the board very early on into the second period with on the power play. Slay, we love.
Power slay.
With very much it was a tip, I think. No, it was a shot. But like, no, it wasn't a tip. It was a shot in which Matthew Knies was being big and annoying and screening the front of the net.
Yay! Our favourite.
Go team.
Good team.
But like, yeah, it was like one of those things where I'm like, yeah, very like, I know the power play has been a struggle for the Leafs this season, but like it was very much textbook Leafs power play in which it's like Marner passes to Matthews, who passes to Tavares, who's at the face-off dot, and he takes a shot. Matthew Knies is standing big and large in front of the net and screening the goalie.
Yay!
Shot goes in. Goal. Everyone cheers. Our power play scored. Am I wrong when I say that it's not just like how the power play should function?
No, that is very much how everything should work. But no.
It doesn't always work out that way. But yeah. Then Travis Konecny again in the second period, because like, sure, yeah, he's at 20 goals now, so like good for him. Named to the Four Nations roster. This one though is entirely on Connor Timmins. And this is where we talk about Connor Timmins. I understand with Jake McCabe out of the lineup with upper body, it's a concussion with upper body, that you are kind of thin when it comes to defensemen because you already have Philip Myers up on the top line with Morgan Riley. You have OEL with Chris Tanev. You then kind of have to roll with the Connor Timmins, Simon Benoit third pair. The problem is Connor Timmins is bad. Yeah. And it's a thing where, you already, the Leafs, are maybe already a team who's sort of looking at defensive options. I mean, I think like their biggest hole in their lineup for them is still a third line center. But like after that, you're like, okay, who do we kind of have because of, and part of that is because Yanni Hakanpää like is not playing and is hurt and knee, and we don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So the amount of injured Leafs we have at the moment, I just forget exist.
Did you also think about Callie Yarncroke for the first time in like multiple weeks last episode?
No,
when
it's
he
like,
got brought up?
You could probably make an entire fantasy lineup of just injured Leafs.
Or like Leafs who have been injured this year.
Yeah.
Leafs who have missed games because they are hurt.
It's like,
which is just then the Leafs lineup.
Why does half the team just like not exist anymore?
I don't know. But this one was entirely on Timmins, who just right in front of Toronto's net has control of the puck. Like Bobby McMahon shoots it around the boards, and Connor Timmins fully has control of the puck. And
then Connor Timmins does Connor Timmins things.
Yeah. And then Connor Timmins has a decision. He can pass because he has, who's 27? Is that Noah Cates? Whoever 27 is on the Philadelphia Flyers. I think it's Noah Cates. Is like is bearing down on Connor Timmins. And Connor Timmins gets faced with a dilemma. Does he A, try to pass the puck back around, like try to ring the board? Because at this point also as well, like so many Leafs are going for a change. So it's very much like a thing where like Connor Timmins probably should have ringed the puck back around the boards because Morgan Rielly was like turning back around. But instead of doing that, no, Connor Timmins loses the puck battle to Noah Cates, which I don't know how large of an individual he is. He looks small based on his headshot. He is 6'2" and 194. Oh, okay. I thought he was smaller than that.
Wait, I need to judge this. He looks small based on his headshot.
I don't know. He looks small based on his headshot. Look up Noah Cates.
Right. Noah Cates. If my laptop works. Oh my god, he looks tiny.
He's 6'194". He looks okay. So I'm not crazy for thinking that Noah Cates looks small based on his headshot.
No, he looks like the little guy who's there for vibes.
Yeah, the little vibes Connor Timmins, though, however, should not be out-muscled on the puck, considering he's an inch taller than Noah Cates and also 20 pounds heavier.
Jesus. Why? Well, just why? I don't understand.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Connor Timmins. I always forget Connor Timmins' eyes are two different colors, and then I look at his hockey DB page and I see his headshot. I'm like, we had this conversation at the start of the season where I was like, Connor. It was when the headshots came out, and I was going through them on Getty Images, and I was like, Connor Timmins, two different color eyes.
You know what? I'm so sorry for having.
I definitely tweeted about it too.
No, I know we have talked about it now, but
I think we talked about it on the show when
you know how bad my memory is.
Yeah, you can't remember when we talked about like this show, like last show.
No, that's like.
I mean, to be fair, I forgot entirely about the Brock Nelson Princess Diana conversation.
The only reason I remember it, you do realize, like when I do my little, I quote the podcast tweet, and I'm like, "This is what we did this week." I have to, like, as we're recording, I will make a list of all, like, the weird, entertaining things we talk about, and then I'll go through them afterwards and pick which ones to include. Because if not, it's just, like, nothing. You look scared and confused.
Oh, no, it's just the San Jose Sharks discourse that's happening on Twitter that I now see because I'm
God.
not working.
Oh my god.
We can...
Is it ever that deep? Is it ever that deep? Oh my god. I've had such a fun time just scrolling through Twitter today and just being like, I'm so glad I touched grass. I'm so glad I got outside.
Literally. But yeah, Connor Timmins, just like, he had other options than that, and then Joseph Wool gets caught off guard. It doesn't, like, I know it does not matter because the Toronto Maple Leafs won this game. But also, allow me to complain about Connor Timmins' play because you called up Marshall Revai and, like, you're not using him. Do you not believe that he could potentially be, if not better, at least equal to Connor Timmins? And, like, have we also considered that perhaps having an all Quebecois third pair is kind of sly? As much as I talk shit about Quebecois and the province of Quebec.
Go on, do it. You know.
Remember, I was like, so when he got called up last year, when our blue line was falling apart.
It could be fun.
Yeah.
But no. We have Connor Timmins. But yeah.
You can fully hear you pouring tea into your mug after we talk shit about Connor Timmins. I need everyone to know that for Christmas, Marcie got a teapot.
And I did the teapot review.
Yeah, the teapot. I cut that out. Sorry.
You cut out my teapot review? I am hurt. I'm sorry, that's something you don't tell someone. That's like you don't tell your kids Santa's not real. They just have to figure it.
I'm sorry. Maybe at some point I will do over the summer. I will go through and I will find all of the various things and all the various segments you've done, all your letterbox reviews.
Oh, my letterbox review. I've not done a letterbox review in a while.
Well, we don't.
You should leave the room for 5 minutes so I can cover my 2024 Wrapped.
No. I have a class in an hour and a half, and we have to finish this episode before then.
Fine. I'm still mad at you for cutting out my teapot review.
Maybe over the summer, that's what I'll do, is I'll give myself a fun little project where I'll go through and I'll find all of the little segment, bits that you've done, and I'll compile them into one, and it's just Marcie's bits. Actually, no, wait, I can't go. I can't go with that.
We are not. That is not the bonus content we typically provide. Oh my god.
I don't even know Marcie segments or something. I don't know. And it's just all of the little parts that I've had to cut out of episodes because it's been when I've had to leave the room for something and I've left you unattended. Oh my god.
We are not real. We
Anyways,
can't be.
Moving on. Leafs. Austin Matthews ties it up for the Leafs. Yeah, Austin Matthews ties it up for the Leafs. And it's cool. It's fun. We love it. It's very much the Leafs, like, um is this one on the power play? No, it's not. Oh no, it is. It was on the power play. Or maybe the power play had just ended. Because sorry, I'm having to like remind myself of goals using the goal visualizer. But yeah, it was on the power play, but like I think it was just as the power play was ending because NHL.com doesn't have it layered um labeled as a power play goal. But it also again is I think a different way of the Leafs can score on the power play, which is like using speed, like this speed that you have in like players like Marner to their advantage. And it's cool. Crowding the net. We love to see it. It's Austin Matthews scoring a goal. Awesome. And then in the third period, for the game-winning goal, because like, yeah, he's been on such a hot streak. Is Matthew Nyes. We love a sleigh. Matthew Nyes, we love, yeah. Just like it was like directly off of the draw, and it was Morgan Riley taking a shot and Matthew Nyes tipping it into the net, and it was gorgeous.
Oh yeah. Things we love to see. And it's just Matthew Nyes in general.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry, I'm having a laugh at the goal visualizer because like it's so accurate with like player movement and stuff that it just has like Joseph Wool in like the Leafs net like moving back and forth. But like within the net, like it just has like you could just see him like yeah, like that literally. And it's probably just him like shifting his weight. It's so funny. But yeah.
Do you know what I really want? I want a girly cam. Where it's just like
is it the backup goal? It's the backup goalie? Can we have a backup goalie cam?
Can we have a backup goalie cam? But also I want a goalie cam where it's just the entire game just not just Joseph Wool, but like what Joseph Wool is doing. What the goalie is up to.
What the goalie is doing. And so Leafs have 17 shots this game to the Flyers 32. Joseph Wool has a fantastic game once again. Not so much stood on his head, but just made like really key big saves in moments that mattered, which is essentially what you want from your goalie. He helped the team win. Stopping all 8 of Matvei Michkov's shots, by the way, I want to point this out. I want to highlight this. We're not a Flyers podcast, but I do want to highlight that Michkov had 8 shots on goal this game.
The kid's
which is kind of insane because that's more than Toronto got in the entirety of the second period.
Oh boy.
That yeah. By 1, like, but yeah, I just want to like point that out. And it was by far like double the most of any of like a single Leaf, which Oliver Ekman-Larsson led the Leafs in shots with 4. Which like okay, it is a really good thing that the Leafs are able to like win with low shot numbers. Like they're able, but also as well as like Ivan Fedotov's not like, no offense to Ivan Fedotov, is not the best goalie in the world.
No.
He did not have a brilliant average save percentage going into this game. So very much you need to do, and this because I think about this, if we look ahead to the Leafs schedule, they play Carolina tonight. Carolina, this game is going to be an absolute snooze fest. I'm so sorry. I'm already predicting it to be a snooze fest because Carolina plays low event hockey. Rod Brindamore's system is low event hockey. That's his whole system. That's his whole mantra. It is to create the most boring game absolutely possible and still play good hockey and still win, which is fine. I just also don't enjoy watching it. It's fine if that's your cup of tea. I am also someone who is a strong hater of the neutral zone trap. So like Ron Brind'Amour system, not my thing. I've been really vocal about how it's not my thing. I don't enjoy low event hockey. I don't enjoy watching it. It's boring. If I'm watching hockey, I don't want it to bore me. I love hockey. I love watching hockey. I also just like if the game's boring, I'm second screening. I'm on my phone. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm scrolling through Pinterest.
I'm getting that block blast high score.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. I am block blasting.
I got a new high score in block blast the other day, by the way.
This is huge. I really hope there's people who listen to our show.
Yeah, finally.
I really hope there's people who listen to our show.
I
just really hope there's people who listen to our show who like have heard us talking about Block Blast and have downloaded Block Blast because of us. That make me feel like a real influencer.
Sponsor us.
Block Blast, sponsor us, please. I'm sorry I talked crap about your last update that looked really, really bad.
Yeah, we love the really, really bad update. We love it so much. Please sponsor us, Block Blast. But it's like, especially because it's like a 7:30 game, which means it doesn't start till midnight for me, which means I need an exciting game.
I do. I really do. Joseph Wool's like, we cannot put Joseph Wool through another, like, remember that 2-1 game I think about this game all the time. It was the back-to-back with Travel against Carolina. Where Carolina, that was the second game of the back-to-back with Travel. They sent Joseph Wool ahead because they had 3 goalies. And he was the only one who was playing for the Leafs. Everyone else was so tired. And it was like, the game was like 2-1. And the only reason why it was 2-1 is because Joseph Wool was standing on his head.
Oh, bless him.
And like, okay, so the Leafs have been like shooting less, right? That's been an ongoing trend. They've been outshot but still winning. So essentially, this could be the potential to be the most boring game ever because we don't even have Michael Bunting in Carolina to make it fun and exciting.
Exactly.
Like, who is gonna make it fun? So, okay, maybe Seth Jarvis, but like, we got nothing. We got nada.
We got nothing.
Nothing.
It's deeply upsetting.
Yeah. So like I just, that's all I have to say. Like, but yeah, I don't know. That the lineup for the projected lineups I've seen based on morning skate for this game. Very strange. May I say? I think maybe just the forward group. Because, like, okay, why is Max Pacioretty out of the lineup? I thought he played 5. Yeah. Maybe I don't have eyes and maybe I don't know puck, but I thought he played, like, not horrible.
Yeah, like, I've not been offended by his play.
No.
Where's he gone?
I don't know, but like now, so then they're taking Reaves out of the lineup and putting in Holmberg. And some of that could just be like Max Pacioretty is old and needs time off, which is fair. He is old. That could be it, right? That could be it. Which is so very fair. Right?
Yeah.
So then you're taking, and it could be a thing of like, well, it's the mentors trip. Let's cycle everyone through so everyone gets to play. And so their mentors can see everyone get to play. In that case, why is Marshall Rafai still an extra? Why don't you put him in? I mean,
like, come on, if everyone's going to get to play, do it.
Yeah. I mean, even the defense pairings were also like swapped up a little bit. Riley with Tanev, OEL with Myers, and then it's still Benoit Timmins. So sure. But yeah. But that's that. That's that kind of preview. Joseph Wool gets to start. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, he's going to be starting so many games this month. So
Yay! Good luck.
Yay!
Please be okay.
The Leafs also lost the belt. I feel like this deserves its own like tidbit in itself. We got no belt picture after the game on Tuesday, and everyone was like, "Belt."
After we spent so long on the call after we'd finished recording, being like, belt. I even made a Twitter poll that got 41 votes.
41 people voted on the belt poll.
Yeah.
Love that.
I didn't want a belt. Like, where's the belt gone?
The belt is lost. So then Morgan Riley became the belt for Connor Dewar. All I'm saying, I'm a very happy girl.
It was a huge day for you in particular.
Very huge day for me in particular, as someone who loves Morgan Riley and Connor Dewar so very dearly. Yep. I don't think there's anybody who likes that combination of players to the same level than I do.
You are the Morgan Riley Connor Dewar like person.
What can I say? I appreciate strong defensive hockey. But yeah, they lost the belt. I don't know what the belt is. I don't know if they know where the belt is. We'll see. Who knows? We'll say big fan. It means we get a video of Connor Dewar handing off the belt at some point. Excited. Hopefully it's tonight.
Yeah. But can I...
Have we considered?
Fingers crossed, yeah. Can we please give Joseph Woll the belt at some point? Like, I'm not being funny. That man has dragged this team, like, kicking and screaming to so many wins recently.
Yeah, he has.
Like, can we give him the belt for his sake? And also, do you know how happy it would make me?
Yeah, have we considered doing it for...
Like, we could get a Joseph Woll Martinez belt pick.
I'd love.
Exactly.
The only thing is that would have to happen on the road, unless like Matthew Nice went out of his way to get in the belt pick, because as we've said and as I have iterated many times, they are the two children that you separate in class because they are loud and talking together, because they sit literally the furthest you can sit away from someone in the locker room.
Let the bitches yap. That's what I say. That's what I say.
Yeah. So Toronto plays Carolina tonight, and then Toronto plays Vancouver at home on Wednesday. Not Wednesday, Saturday. I don't know what day of the week it is anymore. It is Thursday. Saturday. Hockey night in Canada. Leafs Canucks, which is a rivalry. Like, it's one of those rivalries that, like, and no offense to Vancouver Canucks, maybe it's me who, like, I can see the whimsy in having Quinn Hughes on your team. But like the Vancouver Canucks, like, I've been out to BC during the winter, like during the hockey season. The Canucks fans hate the Leafs, and like maybe it's one of those things where it's like other teams hate the Leafs, whereas Toronto fans are like, I don't think about you at all. But like, or maybe also it's because like I have good friends who are Canucks fans, so like I can see it. But like, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I mean, the Canucks are I just, you know what it is, and because it's Hockey Night in Canada, Canucks in Toronto. I just know the Hockey Night in Canada broadcast is going to talk about It's going to talk, not Brock Besser. Brock Besser's doing his own little thing. It's going to talk about JT Miller and Elias Pettersson.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the most deeply insufferable thing in the entire world.
Yeah. It's like,
because it's like, I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm not even I'm sure Canucks fans are sick about hearing about it. I'm not even a Canucks fan, and I'm sick about hearing about it.
I'm pretty sure like the players are sick of hearing about it.
Oh, probably. Like, can we move on? They don't get along. Okay. They're coworkers. They're not like obligated to.
It's like I didn't like a lot of my old coworkers. I didn't like start beef with them. I just kind of like got on with my shift and just went, you know what? At the end of the day, is it that deep? Like, unless one
No,
of
it
them, like,
never is.
shot someone's nan, it's not really that deep. And that's my, I don't know. That's just how I feel. That's just me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, also one other thing that we didn't talk about when we had Randy on the show, but that's because we had other things to talk about. And that was the Toronto Maple Leafs like quarter century shenanigans.
Yeah.
I don't think we didn't talk about it on the show
No,
at all.
we didn't.
The quarter century teams. Okay, so for those who don't know, because I don't even think we talked about it on the show, is because it is 2025, the NHL is doing a thing where they are releasing the quarter century teams for each team in the NHL, and it is just simply their best players in the last 25 years, which apologies to the Seattle Kraken. Also, I don't know how they're going to work Utah because they are like it's a new franchise with new records and it's not, but it's the Arizona Coyotes like play. I don't know how they're going to do Utah. I am actually very curious to see how they will do Utah. But essentially, it is just the best players. It's two lineups. It's two teams. There's the first team and the second team of the best players, best lineup, best players who have played for the Toronto played for each of the NHL teams the last 25 years. So since the year 2000. So in the 21st century, they were voted. They were selected by broadcasters and NHL writers and who have covered the teams. And so it essentially is just, it's like, oh, who's the best? So Toronto's was announced January 4th. So we could have talked about this a while ago. We just didn't. Toronto's was announced on January 4th. And I will read them out and then we can talk about it. We can discuss. I mean, I feel like this is like kind of a slam dunk. Like there's not a lot of debate here to have. But on the first team, for the forwards, you had Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, Matt Sundin. Wow, shocker, everyone said.
Whoa,
Who would have guessed? Not me. Defenseman, Thomas Kaberle and Morgan Rielly, which I think a lot of people are forgetting at how good Kaberle was when he was with Toronto. We're like, but what about? No, he was just actually that good. And then for goalie, it was Ed Belfour. And then for the second team, the forwards were Phil Kessel.
Yay!
William Nylander.
Huge day for you in
John
particular.
Tavares. Yes, I was extremely excited about Phil Kessel. I don't think anyone no one rides as hard as I do for Phil Kessel. It for a while it was me and Biz, and I think I ride out harder for Phil Kessel than Biz does because I didn't see Biz tweeting about Phil Kessel being named to the Toronto Maple Leafs second quarter century team. Like I was. Huh, Biz? Call yourself a Phil Kessel fan now.
Sorry. My mum just sent me a text saying, "Are you okay?" There's like big power cuts in Manchester. So if I disappear,
that's why.
It's not because I'm starting some crazy coworker beef with you.
Coworker? Why did you just call me?
I just lost power.
Yeah, and then for defenseman, it was Brian McCabe, not related to Jake McCabe. Very funny though. And Dion Phaneuf. And then the goalie was Curtis Joseph. Wow, shocker. Is there any I feel like there's no disagree. I mean, I feel like you could have argued, okay, but what about Nazem Kadri? But then I would have said to you, who would you have taken off as a forward? Which forward would you have removed from this list? Look me in the eyes and tell me which forward you would have removed. Because if you would have said, oh, Phil Kessel,
That is how you make one Emma very, very angry.
Exactly. And I love Nazem Kadri. I got his book for Christmas. I'm very excited to read it. But I'm mostly very excited to read Nazem Kadri's book because you know how like they have the little quotes for people like the pre-read, like you know those, right? The review quotes on the back. One of them is from Mitch Marner, in which I laughed about, did Mitch Marner read Nazem Kadri's book?
Can
Or
Mitch
was he
Marner
just
read?
asked about his thoughts on Nazem Kadri writing a book and they just used the same sentence?
Or secret third option. Did he get Nazem Kadri to just read it to him, like live audiobook style?
I saw a TikTok though, and it was very, very cute. It was of a lesbian couple, and it was for their anniversary. It was like birthday anniversary. It was I think it was a Christmas gift actually, where it was like one of them read their like favorite book and read it out in an audio and like burned it onto CDs and then gave the CDs to her girlfriend. And it was
Stop.
her
That's
personal
so
audiobook.
cute. Completely unrelated note. What's your favorite book?
But yeah. But yeah, so
who knows?
but yeah. So anyways, speaking maybe Nazem Kadri did that for Mitch Marner.
Oh my god. Mitch goes, hi
That's where I was
Mitch.
going with this, actually.
Mitch Marner and Nazem Kadri are my favorite lesbian couple.
But yeah, I will say that like also the fact that like 5 of these guys are on the current Leafs roster also proves at like
Wild.
how bad the Leafs were for a while. The Leafs are really bad for a while, and I think people need to remember that. Yeah. I have no. I don't know. I know. I said, oh, we could talk about our opinions on this. I have none. I agree actually with this. I like.
Yeah.
There's some other like. There's some honorable mentions you can make. Nazem Kadri being one of them. I'm trying to think of a defenseman. Jake Gardner. If you want to talk about defensemen, goalies, Frederick Anderson, is there as well in terms of honorable mentions. But like when it comes to like, okay, you have to make 2 lineups, like 2 starting lineups, first, second team. Like that's a pretty solid job by the NHL.
Yeah.
I have no debates with it.
No complaint.
As someone who, you know, was born in 2003, so it's like this is the era of Leafs hockey that I'm most familiar with.
Yeah.
So because I watched it as a kid, like
you suffered.
Oh yeah, no, I suffered. Exactly. Like I suffered through the really, really bad years of this team not making the playoffs and then making the playoffs and then not making the playoffs and then losing in the first round. I've been through it all. I've been through the roller coaster. Like been there, done that, never want to do it again, but probably will have to.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. I do want to mention the PWHL takeover tour has started. They've played 2 games. They played one in Seattle and they've played one in Vancouver last night. And it's like success. It's a roaring success. The game last night in Vancouver at the Rogers Place. Yes, at Rogers Place, because Rogers Arena is in Edmonton. Look, it messes me up, and I am Canadian. Like, it messes me up. I also very much like still like I still call Scotiabank the ACC sometimes. Rogers Center still sometimes is a Sky Dome. It just happens.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as sometimes my dad will like totally mess up and go like be like, oh yeah, no, the Leafs play like is the game like at the Gardens. Like Maple Leafs Gardens. So the Leafs have not played there since the 90s. But yeah, I will say like game in Vancouver, 3rd in terms of all-time attendance for a PWHL game. And some of that has to do with the fact that those top 3 games are all Montreal and Toronto, which is one of those is, yes, those are the two biggest markets in terms of fan bases in the PWHL. It's not even me being like, oh, Canadian. No, it's true. I guess maybe Minnesota's up there, but like in terms of fan bases, in terms of numbers that they draw and like percentage of sold out games and things like that, like it's Toronto and Montreal are way up there over everyone else. And also as well as if you look at the names on both of those rosters, they have like the greatest number of Team Canada players. Also as well as like it's hard to compete with Marie-Philippe Poulin in terms of like beating her draw in Canada, in Vancouver. Because for those who don't know, scored the goal to secure the gold for Team Canada in 2010 at the Winter Olympics in women's hockey. So,
no biggie.
No biggie. Just Marie-Philippe Poulin doing Marie-Philippe Poulin things because she would continue to do that multiple times for Team Canada across many international tournaments. In fact, she would continue to do it at the Olympics a couple more times.
Yeah.
And then also at Worlds. She's
not
Captain
real.
Clutch, actually. She scores when it matters. But yeah, PWHL. I just want to say, like, that I know, and we talked about it when the takeover tour was announced, but I know the takeover tour was like as a way to like do some market research on expansions. That's kind of not an open secret, but it's like also not a bad idea because you're still also as well like not just being like sending out a survey or whatever or doing like
getting like actual results,
focus groups and stuff. You actually are as well bringing hockey to fans in places where they don't usually get PWHL hockey during the season because it doesn't exist. They don't have a team there, and it's really exciting. It's helping the growth of the league as well in that aspect, especially out in the West Coast. And you're also looking at, hey, where will a PWHL team fit or where will it work? And I know it'll be some time before we get one out in Vancouver just because of travel logistics. Like, reminder, PWHL flies commercial to games. So like they need something closer. They're not quite at the level where they can expand all the way out to Vancouver, but that time will come because there's definitely the market there. And it's really exciting to see the potential growth of the PWHL for sure. And I think like a team in Vancouver will have some sick jerseys. You can do some really cool jerseys. If you thought that the way that like Boston, for example, used like water motifs, wait till what you can do with Vancouver.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Yeah. Very exciting. And one more final thing on the show, unless you have something to add. I just want to, like, there's a weird situation. I just am going to bring to light a weird situation that is happening in Minnesota right now.
Go for it.
So this is via Michael Russo, who is the Minnesota beat writer for The Athletic. There is a bunch of news going on with Minnesota where there's no Brock Faber, no Jonas Brodin, no Jared Spurgeon, no Jacob Locko, no Kirill Kaprizov tonight because Faber was hurt when he had head collision with Jake Neighbors against the St. Louis Blues. There's been no update on that front. Brodin is day-to-day with a lower body injury. Kaprizov has been hurt for a little bit. And Juracek will make his debut with Minnesota, which is exciting. He spent a lot of time down in Iowa, so that's exciting that he, will get to make his debut with Minnesota after being traded like before Christmas. Like it was quite a while ago. I was at the Colonel By Classic, which is a game between University of Ottawa and Carleton when the trade went down, actually. But yeah, so Kaprizov has skated last 2 days and will travel if there's a chance he'll play in San Jose and / Vegas. But here's the big one. Marc-Andre Fleury is sick, questionable to back up. If he can't, it will be E-Bug because Wallstead and Ferguson are hurt. And yeah, I can't pronounce that. It's Hlavaj. Lavage?
Yeah.
Right? I'm so sorry. This is me reading off of a tweet with nothing. Is too expensive. For cap space. Like, they just can't make the cap work. And also as well, Iowa is in like California right now.
Oh God.
They're in San Jose playing the Barracudas. So it's hard for them to do emergency recalls from Iowa because San Jose, Minnesota, I believe, is playing in I think are they playing at home? Are they playing They're playing at home. They're playing at home. It doesn't matter. They were either playing at home or in Colorado. Either way, you can't exactly quickly recall someone. So we may have an E-Bug situation, which
no.
We'll keep an eye on that. We will see.
Interesting.
But the six defensemen who are actually playing tonight, according to Michael Russo, who's a great source for Minnesota Wild stuff, is Jake Middleton, Zach Bogosian, Merrill, Declan Chisholm, Travis Dermott, and Jiricek.
Good luck.
Yeah. But yeah. So it'll be, I don't know. I also like it does though. This whole thing with the goalie thing reminds me of like the Leafs at the end of the 2023 regular season where we didn't know who was going to be like, who was going to play, who was going to back up in net for Toronto. And it was like usually some kid, like some U of T kid who's like, it's the middle of final season for him. And he's getting signed to like an ATO or something to back up. But I will say though, the only thing is like I don't know who like they definitely have like an E-Bug list and stuff. The only thing is you can't call upon like NCAA guys in the same way, whereas like in Canada they have the added help of being able to call upon U Sports guys because playing pro doesn't negate your ability to play U Sports.
Yeah. What if I told you? Surprise!
It's you.
It's me.
It's been a green screen this whole time. You're actually in Minnesota right now.
Whoa! Don't check Find My Friends.
Crazy. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Minnesota. I just thought that was something fun to highlight since it's been kind of a little bit slower on the news front in terms of like league-wide news. I thought like maybe it's just fun to like highlight a little bit of a funny situation going on in the Twin Cities. So, but with that being said, I don't know if you have anything else to add. I have nothing else to add. I've reached the end of my notes.
No. I will say, if anyone wants some fun reason to laugh at me, it's very cold here at the moment. I say very cold. It's like -8, which isn't that cold, but it's cold for here.
You know how cold it is here.
Yeah, I know it gets cold for you, but it's like in terms of Manchester temperature,
it's cold.
This is like our like winter, because up until now it's just been really weird and mild, and I've hated it. Temperature I enjoy. I like it's cold. I went into uni today. I was so good. I woke up at 7 o'clock. I was in for 8:30. I was like slaying. I did, however, because it was still dark when I was walking in. I didn't see the big fuck off patch of ice, and I fell on said ice. I really hurt my knee. She's not slaying right now. She's quite mad with me. Mad with me? Mad at me. And I was driving, stopped, wound the window down, and asked if I was okay. Because she witnessed my... it was because one foot, like, I stood upright on one leg, and the other one I just kind of, like, smacked kneecap ground. It was not enjoyable. So I kind of did that awkward, like, oh, and then I just kind of, like, I just stood there. I said stood there, I kind of, like, awkwardly crouched, and after it happened, I was like, oh my god, that woman in the car has just seen that happen. I'm going home, I'm done, I'm dropping out. Yeah, and then I also lost my favourite pen, and I think I lost it. It fell out my bag when I fell.
That's so upsetting.
Yeah, everyone point and laugh. I can't walk to uni without falling over. Guys, Emma's being mean. She's pointing and laughing at me. Can we cancel Emma?
Sorry, the forced perspective of me pointing at my laptop, but to get it, like, in the frame, it's like, it's making my hand look so large because I have to, like, lean so far back.
No, we're just pointing. Pointing at that. No, we're just pointing at each other.
Point and laugh.
But yeah, that was because it's been a slow few days for hockey news. I just thought everyone would find joy in my misery.
It's ice related. It's ice related. It's a ice related event.
It is ice related.
It's on brand for the show.
It is very on brand for the show.
Yeah. With that being said, that is all from us today, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll end it here. We'll be back on Monday this time. This week's schedule got a little bit skewed. We apologize. It was like a combination of just scheduling and then technical difficulties on my end that ended up putting up the podcast yesterday. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening. We will be back on Monday with another episode to talk about a couple of Leaf games, maybe talk about some other news. Who knows what's happening? I will have an ice related story to tell because the Rideau Canal is opening for skating on Saturday, and so I will be going. Yeah. So
I saw Simon tweet about it.
Oh, I'm sure you did. He's probably very excited. You've probably also seen his multiple tweets about Line 2 opening for the train. I saw him today and he was like very excited about it. Like almost to the point where I had to remind him. I was like, this is like the bare minimum. You should not get this excited over the bare minimum. You got to lower your expectations. You cannot like OC Transpo. You cannot like get that excited for OC Transpo. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening. You can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow the show on Twitter so you never miss another episode at From the Fourth Line. That's fourth with the number 4 TH. You can follow Marcie and I on Twitter because if you really miss us between episodes, we're also hilariously funny over there at 60 Leaves for Marcie, at PairB1 for myself. And in the meantime, go Leafs, go!
Go Leafs, go!